All right, so the business name and domain. So you're ready to rock and roll. You're trying to figure out what your business name is. A lot of us, we already have an idea of what logo we want on it, what saying we want on it, or what we want on our shirts and hats. So you probably want to use something similar to make that your actual business name. Because think of it this way. Um, and it can go both ways. So if your main plight is to develop a personal brand for you as a person, you might want to use your name in that brand in some way, shape, or form. Because think of it this way: if your T-shirts and hats start to pop off, you will no longer become a clothing brand. You'll become an actual company. You can start selling water bottles. You can start doing coaching services. You can start doing like open up a restaurant. So you don't want to always name it after some merchandise, because the merchandise is just kind of your gateway to get your first $1,000. You take that 1,000, you can move it into something else bigger and better. So don't tie yourself into such and such clothing, or such and such apparel, or unless that's what you're going for. But I'm just offering ideas for you to think about. And then also think about your end game. Your end game. If you name something after your name, like after yourself, like my name is Joe, right? So if I name something Joe, Joe's womptywoomp.com, when that joeswomptywoomp.com becomes really, really, really big and I want to sell it, it's not as attractive because the next the venture capital fund, or the next mutual fund won't want to buy it because it's named after Joe. I mean, if it's something stale, like I named the company Starter Prints, right? Anybody could take that company and buy it and use it just as the same way I was. But if I named it Joe's Prints, when Joe is no longer involved, it becomes, you lose a little bit, so you can't sell it as a high enough price. I mean, yes, we're in the business of selling T-shirts and hats and all this, but I'm really in the business of buying and selling businesses. I'm not really worried about buying and selling T-shirts. That's a way to get to a big enough business to sell that business, then buy another business, grow it, and then sell that other business. So it's a different game, but we're all in the same game, so to say. We're buying and selling. So think about it. When you're buying a domain name, your .com, a lot of people used to say, oh, if you don't have a .com, you're not seen as trustworthy. Well, .biz works, .co works, .com of course works. So if you can't find your exact domain name in a .com, it's okay. You can use a .biz or .merch or shop or whatever, or .ly, whatever you want to use. Just make sure you have a good domain name, because a lot of people, they don't type in the search name anymore. They usually find you through, like 9 times out of 9, they'll find you through a post and click that link. And it doesn't matter what link it is. It could be xyz213465.com. They're not going to be able to type that in, but they will click the link and it'll take them. And they don't even care what the domain name is most of the time. It's usually the company name and then whatever link you're pushing them towards. So think about that when you're buying your domain name. If you can't find a .com, it's okay. You can use a .biz or a .shop or store or whatever. And then also be conscious of what your focus is. If you're trying to develop a personal brand, name it something that your personal brand can grow. It's not just tied to merch. And then if you're thinking about growing it huge to sell it, name it something stale and just basic white collar, to where boom, somebody who doesn't know anything about you or your industry, they can buy it and still use it and make money from it. So take those into consideration. Just trying to offer ideas. Shoot me a text message if you got any other concerns or questions about your domain name or your business name. I get all my domain names from Squarespace. You can get them from GoDaddy. I got a good or a bad habit. If I think of a new business, boom, I'll just buy the domain name. So I got like 10, 15 domain names. They only use like 5 to 7 of them. So yeah, you can go to GoDaddy or Squarespace and buy your domain names and attach it to your website. I'll be happy to walk you through it, to help you out with it. If you need any help, shoot me a text message. I'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon.